Okay, so now coming to the types of organic reactions, there are four types of organic reactions we have. So among that four types, the first type is substitution reactions, or simply you can call them as displacement reactions. That means we are replacing one of the elements or groups with the other element or other group. Okay, so and that kind of reactions are called as substitution reactions. So substitution or displacement reactions. Substitution or displacement reactions. So we'll displace or we'll substitute one group with the other. Okay. In this substitution reactions also again will be having three types. And that is based on the reagent. Okay. If I get an electrophilic ion, okay, electrophile is coming, that is attacking the substrate, then electrophilic substitution. If a free radical is coming and attacking the substrate, then free radical substitution. If I have a nucleophile nucleophilic reagent I have, so nucleophile is coming and that is attacking the substrate. So then we call it as nucleophilic substitution. Okay, so there are basically three types of substitutions we have. So that is depending on the reagent part. Okay, if the reagent is giving free radical substitution. If the reagent is giving electrophile, the electrophilic substitution. If the reagent is giving nucleophile, then nucleophilic substitution. So these three types will be there. So let us write that. So we have three types of substitution reactions. So among that three types, the first one is the free radical substitution reactions. So that means initially free radical is coming and that is attacking the substrate molecule, free radical substitution reactions. And next, electrophilic substitutions, electrophilic substitution reactions. And one more is nucleophilic substitution reactions. Nucleophilic substitution reactions. So these are the three types of reactions, substitution reactions will be seen. So not only in substitution, in all the other cases also we'll see the similar way. Okay. So generally free radical substitution, where it will happen, means generally this free radical substitution will happen in saturated compounds. So generally saturated compounds means alkanes we'll see right now. In case of alkanes, generally this free radical substitutions will happen. Okay. So and when it comes to electrophilic substitutions, that electrophilic substitutions mostly we'll see on benzene ring. Okay, benzene ring, what kind of reactions it will undergo basically means uh, that is electrophilic substitution reactions. Of course, benzene ring is having double bonds, but still it is having a higher electron density. Okay, so that means benzene ring is having higher electron density means it will attract a positive ion. Electrophile it will attract. So that's why electrophilic substitution will happen generally on benzene rings. Okay, that kind of substitutions we'll see on benzene ring, electrophilic substitutions. Next, when it comes to nucleophilic substitutions, okay, so these nucleophilic substitutions, where do we see? Generally means uh, when I have compounds like aldehydes, ketones. Okay, so there generally nucleophilic substitutions will happen. Okay, so aldehyde ketones. Sorry, not nucleophilic substitution. It is not aldehyde ketones. Sorry, and nucleophilic substitutions means generally alkyl halides. Okay, so suppose I have a alkyl halide. Okay, so that alkyl halide is reacting with OH minus ions or base. Okay, so in that case, it will be happening. Nucleophilic substitutions will be happening. So that means in alkyl halide, that halide ion will be replaced by the nucleophile. Okay, that kind of reactions are called as alkyl halides. That means that kind of reactions are called as nucleophilic substitution reactions. Because one of the nucleophile, that is a halide ion, so that is replaced by the other nucleophile, OH minus ion. Okay. So these kind of reactions are nucleophilic reactions. So let us see some examples. Okay, I'll give some examples for this. So first thing is free radical substitution, I told you. So that free radical substitution, I'll give the example. So like I have methane, that is a saturated compound, we know that. So when it is reacting with chlorine gas in the presence of sunlight, okay, in presence of sunlight, what will happen is that chlorine gas will dissociate into free radicals. Okay, because chlorine means will be having a bond between them. So now it will undergo homolytic fission. Okay, whenever homolytic fission comes, what we said, free radicals will be coming, we said no. So I'll be getting chlorine free radicals there. So that chlorine free radical will initiate the process. That means now the reagent is a free radical. Okay, chlorine is a reagent that is producing the free radical. So free radical will attack the substrate. Substrate means their methane. Okay, so this kind of reactions. Okay, here I get one chlorine attached to methane. Okay, methyl chloride will come plus that hydrogen will come will react with the chlorine. Okay, and this will continue. That process will continue. Free radical reactions. Okay. So here what we have done, hydrogen atom we replaced with chlorine. Okay. So here just one hydrogen we replaced with chlorine atom. So that is a free substitution. Okay, free radical substitution. Next, suppose I have alkyl halide like ethyl bromide. I'm having CH3, CH2Br. This is ethyl bromide. Okay. So this ethyl bromide, it is treated with a dilute NaOH. Okay, dilute NaOH. So the here dilute NaOH means it will produce OH minus ions. Okay, so OH minus ions it will produce, that OH minus ion will replace that bromide ion. So I'll be getting CH3 CH2OH plus NaBr will come. So here what happened? This bromide ion got replaced by OH minus ion. Okay, so that is replacing OH minus ion replacing that bromide ion. Okay, so that is a nucleophilic substitution. Bromide ion Br minus is a nucleophile and OH minus ion is also a nucleophile. Okay, so nucleophilic substitutions. One nucleophile we are replacing with the other nucleophile. Okay, so next one more example I'll give you. Suppose I have CH3OH, okay, methyl alcohol. So this is reacting with HBr. So HBr is an acid we know. So generally acids produces H plus ions. So this H plus ion, okay, so H plus ion and bromide ion will come. So now what will happen now? Here that bromide ion will go to the place of OH minus ion. So I'm getting methyl bromide. That is one compound. At the same time, that H plus ion will react with the OH minus ion. So water will come. So here what happened? That hydroxyl group OH minus ion is replaced by Br minus. But the reaction will be started by this H plus ion only. Okay. The reaction will be started by H plus ion. because initially I have HBr. So that's why it is called as electrophilic reaction. Okay, but it is a substitution only because I'm replacing OH minus ion with Br minus. Okay, so similarly, suppose I have benzene. Okay, benzene I have a benzene when it is reacting with concentrated nitric acid. Okay, here concentrated nitric acid and sulfuric acid. Okay, H2SO4 concentrated, right? So both the mixture I have to take. Okay, that mixture of sulfuric acid concentrated and nitric acid concentrated, that mixture we call it as nitration mixture. Okay, when you uh, take this nitration mixture, so there what will happen is it will produce NO2 plus ion. Okay, nitrate ion it will produce NO2 plus nitro group it will produce, and that replaces the H plus ion from benzene. Okay, so I'll be getting C6H5 NO2. Okay, nitrobenzene I'll get plus water I'll get. Okay, so this is nitrobenzene and water I got. So here what happened? H plus ion replaced by NO2 plus. So again substitution only, but electrophilic substitution because NO2 plus is the reagent coming from there. Okay, so it is a electrophile coming from there. So that's why it is called electrophilic substitution, right? So next, suppose I have propylene or propene, you can say CH11 CH2. This is propane. So suppose this chlorine is reacting there. Okay, so propane is added with chlorine and we are heating now. Okay, so heating around 500 degrees Celsius, right? So when you are heating around 500 degrees Celsius, now what will happen means here chlorine, it will replace one of the hydrogens from here. This hydrogen will replace with one chlorine. Okay, so that means I'll be getting allyl chloride there. So that means I'll get Cl, CH2, CH double bond, CH2. This is called allyl chloride. So this allyl chloride will be coming out of it. Okay, so that allyl chloride will be coming and along with HCl. So this is the reaction taking place. So here what is happening? Hydrogen is replaced by chlorine. Okay, so that hydrogen is replaced by chlorine. Similarly, when I take benzene once again, so you are taking benzene and then benzene is reacting with chlorine, but now it is in the presence of FeCl3, it is happening, ferrichloride. Okay, so that time what will happen is this combination, chlorine plus ferrichloride. So that combination produces chlorine plus ion. Okay, and that will produce chlorobenzene, C6H5Cl. So that means from benzene ring, hydrogen, one hydrogen is replaced by chlorine. Okay, H plus ion is replaced by chlorine. So Cl plus ion is coming and that will replace that. Okay, so I'll get chlorobenzene. So like this reactions, okay, whenever these kind of reactions are happening, we call them as substitution reactions. Okay, so these kind of reactions when one of the element or group of elements, okay, one particular group or element, when it is replaced by another group or element, then we call it as substitution reaction. So three types of substitutions are there. So free radical substitution, next electrophilic and nucleophilic. So free radical substitution generally in happens with saturated compounds, basically alkanes you can say, right? And next electrophilic substitutions generally happens with benzene ring. Okay, so on benzene ring, what are the characteristic reactions means generally electrophilic substitutions will say. And next, coming to nucleophilic substitutions, generally alkyl halides. In alkyl halides, that nucleophilic substitution generally will see. Okay, so these are the three types of substitution reactions we have, right? So next, after substitution reactions, the second type of organic reactions what we have, these are called as addition reactions. So the name itself is indicating addition. Addition means we'll add a small molecule, like we'll add hydrogen H2, okay, to the compound, or we'll add chlorine to the compound. Okay, we'll add something else to the compound. Okay, so likewise, if you are adding some small molecule to the compound, then we call it as an addition. Okay, so generally this addition reactions where it will happen means generally when unsaturated compounds are there. That means when you have a double bond or triple bond. Okay, so at that point, at the double bond or at the triple point, this addition will happen. Okay, so again in additions also we'll be having three types. That depends on the again reagent, attacking reagent. So if our attacking reagent producing free radical addition, and if it is producing electrophile, electrophilic addition, if it is producing nucleophile, nucleophilic addition. Okay, so like three types of addition reactions will be there. Okay, so let us see those reactions. And one more important thing, when additions are taking place, suppose if I have a sp carbon, that means a triple bonded carbon, so that will become sp2. Okay, sp carbon becomes sp2 after addition. So next, similarly, if I have an sp2 carbon, double bonded carbon, so that double bonded carbon will become sp3 carbon. That means it will become a saturated carbon. Okay, so that means the unsaturated molecule now after addition reaction becomes a saturated molecule. So that you have to remember. Okay, so during the addition reactions, unsaturated compounds becomes saturated compounds. So here again, in addition reactions also, we have three types based on the reagent what it is producing. So again, free radical additions, free radical addition reactions I have. Next, nucleophilic addition reactions I have. So similarly, electrophilic addition reactions also we have. So let us see some examples for these addition reactions. Okay, so I'll take acetylene first. Okay, so I'm going with acetylene, CH triple one CH. So that acetylene is adding up with hydrogen gas. Okay, and that will happen in the presence of nickel metal. So at around 140 degrees Celsius, you have to heat. Okay, then only it will happen. So that time it will become ethylene, CH2 double one CH2. So initially there was sp carbon. Now it has become sp2. Now again once again if you continue that process, again one more mole of hydrogen gas if it is passed through it. Okay, so this time some more amount of heat is required, that is around 200 degrees Celsius we require. So this will become finally alkane. That means ethane will be coming. Okay, so sp carbon became sp2 and sp2 became sp. Okay, sp3. So likewise it will change. So similarly, I can take ethylene now, CH2 double bond CH2. If this ethylene is reacting with bromine, okay, so in that case bromine atoms will attach to that double bond. Okay, so here what is happening in these reactions means there are two hydrogens now here. One hydrogen is attaching to this carbon and another hydrogen attaching to this carbon. Okay, so that is what is happening now. And again here also the same thing is happening. For each carbon, one hydrogen attached. So similarly, if I add bromine, okay, to the double bonded carbon, so I'll be getting CH2Br here one, and here I'll get CH2Br. Okay, so both the bromines attaches. Now initially it was sp2 carbon, and now it became sp3 carbon. Okay, 1,2-dibromo ethane I got now. Okay, so there bromine is attached to the double bond. Okay, addition happened there. So similarly, if I go with acetaldehyde, acetaldehyde means you are having C double bond O H. H I'm writing here. Okay, so CH3 CHO, that is acetaldehyde. So if this acetaldehyde, so in the previous two cases, there it is a free radical addition. Okay, free radicals attached in both the cases. Now, if I go with this addition, HCN is there, so I'm getting H plus and Cn minus. So Cn minus ion, now it will attack. Okay, this Cn minus ion will attach to this carbon, and H plus ion will attach to this oxygen. Okay, so finally what will happen there? So I'll get a CH3, and here already hydrogen was there, and now this OH will come here, and here cyanide will be attached to it. Okay, this compound will come finally. Okay, so that means initially Cn minus ion will attach to the carbon. So that is the attacking reagent. So that's why Cn minus ion means nucleophile. So it is called as a nucleophilic addition reaction. Okay, so this is of nucleophilic addition example. Next, suppose I have methyl cyanide, CS3 C triple bond N. This is methyl cyanide. Okay, so if it is reacting with water and in the presence of acidic medium, okay, acidic medium means generally we simply write it as H plus. H plus, whenever you write, you think it is an acidic medium. Okay, so whenever it happens in acidic medium, generally it will come out as CH3 CO and H2. That means again here in H2O, so we are attaching oxygens, that means OH groups on the carbon, and nitrogen will be attached with hydrogens. Okay, so OH group on the carbon and nitrogen will be attached with H plus ions. So it will become acetamide, and if you continue that process, that will also become acetic acid. Okay, that will continue. So here what is happening now, H plus ion in acidic medium we are saying no. So that's why H plus ion is the attacking reagent. So that means that is coming first. H plus ion will attack the substrate molecule. So electrophile is attacking. So it is called as electrophilic reaction, electrophilic addition reaction. Okay. So similarly, suppose I have acetylene like this. So it is reacting with HBr. So HBr means again H plus ion will come out. Okay, that will be the attacking reagent. So H plus ion will go to one of the carbons over there. It will attach to one of the carbons. Then bromide ion will attach to other carbons. Okay, so here it will become CH2 double bond CHBr. Okay, bromine attached to one carbon and hydrogen attached to another carbon. So this is vinyl bromide. If further the same process, if it is continued, that means one more HBr molecule if I add to it. So then again I'll get a compound like this CHBr2. This will come. So that means in both the cases, here what is happening, H plus ion will attacking, H plus ion is attacking the, so H plus ion is an electrophile, so it will become electrophilic addition reaction. Okay, so all the three types we have given. So this free radical addition reactions generally happens with alkenes and alkynes. Okay, so free radical addition reactions. And nucleophilic additions generally happens with carbonyl compounds. Okay, carbonyl compounds and cyanates also will undergo that. Okay, nucleophilic additions. And coming to electrophilic additions, again it will be there in benzene electrophilic addition, not on benzene, like unsaturated compounds only. So because whenever unsaturated compound is there, double bond or triple bond, at that place higher electron density will be there. So H plus ion or that electrophile is always tend to attack that point because there are higher electron density was there. So it will easily attack that point. Okay, no? So that's why here that electrophilic addition reaction, okay, that will happen in unsaturated compounds again. Okay, especially that nucleophilic addition reactions, carbonyl compound generally that is the characteristic reaction. Okay, for carbonyl compounds. Right, so that is regarding addition reactions now. So after addition means we are attaching the elements to the compound, unsaturated compounds. Now, after addition reactions, there are elimination reactions also there. And after elimination reactions, one more type is rearrangement reactions. These are the basic types of organic reactions we are having. So regarding this elimination reactions and rearrangement reactions, we'll discuss in the next classes.